Hi, this is Michael Adams for CEORoaster. I'm still in Toronto at the PDAC 2017. Weather is getting a little bit warmer, but it's starting to rain, so it's also not good. It's Toronto, right? So anyway, and this is why I took the chance to talk to Paul Gray. He's from Zadar, and there has been some exciting news releases, and I would like Paul to educate us a little bit. So Paul, thanks for taking the time again to talk to me. And as I said in my introduction, some exciting times for Zadar. You just announced some how should I say? You're entering a new area. But let's go back a little bit for the guys that are not familiar with Zadar right now. Give us the background. So Zadar started off with some uranium projects.
Yeah, that's correct. The company is based on Athabasca uranium. That was how we founded the company. We have 5 projects. Over $20 million has been spent there since the 80s. These are good advanced targets with drill-ready uranium mineralization. And we really firmly believe in uranium in the long haul. And we want to be one of the companies in the Athabasca Basin that advances these first.
Okay, yeah, and that's probably what you could also review in some of the older videos I did, which I will link around this video. But uranium wasn't, at least for the last couple of years, wasn't kind of the hot commodity, right? So, and I think what Zadar is trying to do is that you're trying to cover all the energy storage related materials, right? So you're kind of calling yourself an, how do you call it, a green energy storage metals company?
Clean energy.
That's what I said, right? And so the second thing was lithium. Yeah, and lithium is, of course, with all the electronic vehicles and electronic storage. Was a hot topic and still is a hot topic. There's a shortage in lithium, at least predicted. And so educate us a little bit about the projects in the lithium space.
Right. Well, we were an early adopter of the Clayton Valley. This is a brine lithium production location. It's the only producing lithium mine in North America, and Albemarle has been there since the 60s. We hold a series of claims immediately adjacent to the northern portion of that existing production facility. Essentially, we have 2 projects down there, each of which represents basinal waters that are enriched in lithium, and we intend to drill these, test these, and extract that lithium as the exploration and mineralization technology advances.
Okay, but now the exciting new thing is the petrobrines. Yeah, and I have to admit, I know that a couple of companies like MGX Minerals and others had a pretty good run, when they went into that space. So, and that's also, as you said, it's kind of green energy related. So, tell me, first of all, what is petrobrine?
Right. Well, we're very excited about entering this space. Before I get to that, I just wanted to say lithium exploration and development is moving very quickly. And so we do tend to be out in front of this, and the new technology arises to help extraction. So these are also brines. These are brines that are related to petroleum production zones. That's why we call them petrobrines. Most drill holes that are either exploration or extraction for petro or oil are mostly water. And it's a major hassle and a major expense for these oil companies while they're producing from these wells to pump this water up to the surface. Then they need to process it by the government regulations so it can't go back in the ground dirty, even though it essentially is dirty with elevated salts, with elevated solids and elevated elements. Part of this formation of these petroformations is a lithium content. And these are known anomalous lithium concentrations in these brines. So the concept is the water is brought to the surface by the oil exploration and exploitation companies. They need to process that water. So our object is to test the water to see what the elemental concentrations of lithium is, and then in some sort of sympathetic or at least a symbiotic relationship, we'll own the mineral rights to the water and to the lithium. They own the water, but they need to process it anyway. So we're hoping we can make some kind of agreement. So first steps first is we need to identify that there is lithium in the groundwater, and it is of an elemental concentration which is economic to extract. Okay. Secondly will be the technology, and that's developing very quickly. Closed circuits, so you can actually process this thing on site. There are companies out there that do this already and actually remove lithium from there, so we need to make progress with them. And then the last part would be making a deal with these existing companies, oil companies, because they do pump the water up. They do have an expense there. And we're looking to have a value add by bringing all these 3 together.
Okay, so but there's no, again, I'm a stupid guy, I'm not a geo. so there's no drilling, there's water that's already pumped up to the surface by some third parties. Then you get the mineral rights to this water, which sounds strange to me anyway, like mineral rights to water, and then you, through whatever technology or process, you kind of filter it and extract the lithium.
Correct.
Right? And then the water gets cleaner, is cleaner or whatever, and it's easier or cheaper to, okay. That's good.
The oil companies are handling the water regardless, and so we need to get in there and be able to show and prove and demonstrate that the lithium can be extracted quickly, cleanly, and economically.
But the technology that you need to kind of filter the lithium out, that's not your technology. You're not developing it. There's like established or upcoming technologies from third parties that you are going to license or...
Correct. So we'll own the mineral, we'll own the lithium. They'll have the technology, and the water will be brought to surface anyway.
Okay. So what is kind of, you don't need to put up an exploration budget for this type of thing. Yeah, of course you have to do like the analysis and so, but there's nothing like 5 million for a drilling exploration program. Or
correct. This is a newly developing portion of the extraction of lithium, and the potential is huge because it doesn't take a lot of upfront cash from us. It just takes us to obtain the mineral rights, which is relatively cheap and relatively easy, and then test it, which is also relatively cheap. And the real function of this next several months is in our due diligence period, as we look to expand our holdings in Manitoba, is really cutting a deal with the oil companies.
Yeah, so I think the only big challenge is to get your hands on as much water with lithium as possible.
That's it in a nutshell, correct.
Perfect. Yeah. So again, I'm stupid. Yeah. And to me, that was a totally new method to get them lithium. I wasn't aware that there's lithium in the water and that it's kind of easy that there's available technology to extract it. And so now I understand why some of the companies that I mentioned, had this huge run because it's kind of a really cheap production. Okay. I guess that was a good update. So maybe to sum up, are there any activities planned for the other projects towards this year?
Yeah, very good question. We intend to maintain our mineral claims in both the Athabasca Basin and down in the Clayton Valley, as well as the new Petrobrine in Manitoba. 100%. There are some work commitments we have. We've already spent a great deal of money down in the Clayton Valley on geophysical targeting. We've permitted for 2 drill holes on our CR project as well as on our WSP. So we'll be advancing those, keeping them in good standing because we believe there's going to be a large lithium rundown in the Clayton Valley, and we're still very centrally located and in the hunt, so to speak.
Perfect. So thanks for the update. And so I finally, that was a good thing about, besides Zadar, I finally understand what it is. This Petrobrine lithium. So that's good. So that's it from the PDEC from Michael Adams. Thank you for watching.